Yeah, here the Japan admitted that they ended up. The actual number is 400. Right there. And there's a raging storm down there, and they only got 5 days left, so we're not going to touch it.
Hi, George. How are you doing?
Hi.
Welcome home. I'm Emma.
Hi, Emma.
I believe I'll come in here with my crew from there. Is it okay to see us?
Sure, it's right in there.
Okay, so...
예, 인터뷰 쓰고. 강요 준비 있으네. 강요 준비 있으네.
You want to go on the boat later? Yeah, we can go on the boat.
이거 인터뷰
아니면 모니터? 아니면... No, I don't know.
이루가서 오디안.
Oh yeah,
We thought that something like acid also leaking to oil powder. What was that?
well, the two things, rotten butter.
Rotten butter.
Which, you know, like milk is lactic acid, but rotten butter is butyric acid, and orange juice is citric acid. So it's not very dangerous. It's non-toxic and biodegradable, but it smells really bad, and it stays around for days. So it's very difficult to work with. The white powder is methyl cellulose, which is an organic food-grade compound, which uses to coat pills before you swallow. It makes everything very slippery. So we only use non-toxic organic chemicals.
Mr. Watson, can you give us an assessment of how you feel this season's mission has gone?
I think this campaign was extremely successful because we spent 83 days at sea, covered over 20,000 miles chasing the Japanese fleet, and prevented them from killing whales for half of that season. They've only taken 465 whales to date, and it's not even half the quota, so it's cost probably anywhere between $40 and $70 million. So it's been a very effective campaign.
So in the process of this campaign, there were some injuries that have been contested, sustained by Japanese people in Japanese whaling fleets. Do you feel that anything is justifiable in order to stop whaling?
No, I don't believe we should injure anybody or hurt anybody to do this, but nobody was injured, and we know that for a fact. We documented everything, and we took every precaution to ensure that nobody's hurt. My understanding is the injuries is some people got sick to their stomach because of the smell. I don't really regard that as an injury, but the fact is that we did it. We didn't damage any property, we didn't hurt anybody, and we saved over 500 lives, and to me that's a success.
Yeah, and you know that there was a recent meeting in London. Now IWC, Australian government and Japanese government come out and condemn your actions in the Southern Ocean. What's your response to that?
Doesn't bother me in the least. Well, they're condemning us. We're out there saving whales. Find me one whale that condemned what we did, and then I might be upset. But I really don't care about what a bunch of bureaucrats that get together and draft laws that they don't enforce have to say. The fact is that the IWC also condemned Japan last year for whaling in the Southern Ocean. So that condemnation did not stop Japan from whaling, and so IWC condemnation of us is not going to stop us from saving whales.
We thought that you were shot. Sorry. Actually, the incident happened on 3rd of March.
Yeah.
Japan side started investigation on that incident. What do you think of that?
Well, they can investigate it. That's fine. But we have an Animal Planet crew on board that documented everything. So we had cameras covering everything. So it was well documented. But Japan has been wrong on a number of. First of all, on January 15th, they said that our people were not tied to the rails or the mast. The video footage showed in fact they were. Japan said there were only 2 Coast Guard officers on board the Nishan Maru. We filmed 4 of them in the same place together. So unless they were whalers wearing Coast Guard outfits, then it was 4 of them. So it's constantly, everything is always being, misinformation is being put out all the time.
So what about the suggestions that you were shot? Were you actually shot?
Well, according to all the evidence, yes.
Whereabouts?
Well, I had a Kevlar vest, so it hit right here. In fact, what I actually can't produce the vest because it's been sealed by customs, But here's the badge. It's here, and here's the bullet here, which went through the Kevlar vest and then indented the bullet and then tore the sweater.
The Kevlar vest, you mean bulletproof vest?
Yeah, and as you can see,